I'm Elena Costa, and I'm representing HSFI, and we're doing an interview with LIM College today. And I don't know if you want to give Miss Christina Ortiz, if you want to give yourself an introduction or a little description about your college.
Sure. Hi, Elena. Thank you. My name is Christina Ortiz, and I am the Vice President of Enrollment Services at LIM College. LIM is a small private college located on the east side of Manhattan, specializing in business, fashion, and its related industries.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we can jump right into the questions, but our first question is, what is the typical college application process for your institution? And like maybe you could go over some of the requirements necessary, just a brief overview because every college is different.
Sure. LIM offers both rolling admissions and early action admissions. So students who are interested in early action apply by November 15th. They might be a really focused student who knows that they're very interested in the business of fashion and just want to get an answer really fast. Their answers are delivered by December 15th. The one thing that really makes early action different from regular rolling admissions is that we require an interview with an admissions counselor. For all other students who are interested in just rolling admissions, we have a priority financial aid deadline as well as admissions deadline, usually around March 1st, but it's just priority because we continue to roll with admitting students who are qualified through the first week of school in September.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you for going over that. Our next question is about the articulation agreement that we have or in progress with your school. So could you go over maybe some of the benefits of an articulation agreement, what that entails?
Sure. Articulation agreements are essentially educational contracts between two schools, typically a high school or community college with a four-year college. And so LIM has many articulations with high schools and colleges, and High School of Fashion Industries is one of them. The benefits are recognition of the work that you as a student have already completed at the high school level, and you'll get college course credit for that work. Added benefits that you'll find within our articulation agreements also include scholarships and special program offers such as a mentor program when you do decide to attend LIM.
That's really great. I think the mentor program, if you want to speak a little bit more about that, I'm sure the students would love to hear.
Sure. The mentor program is really unique, and it's a fantastic program where we set the student up with an industry executive, typically someone who's either on our advisory board or who is an alumni of the college. And that person is there to guide the student through understanding the industry, academics, learning more about the college-bound process, kind of a combination of all of these things so that the student feels comfortable and confident as they make their college choice or their career choice.
I think that's really great. I love that. Our next question would be about, what are some things that make applicants stand out to you when they're applying to your institution? When you're reviewing the applications, what are things that really stand out?
Applicants who stand out are those who have demonstrated interest in the field of fashion or its related fields. And I keep saying related fields because it's really about business, and everything you would learn in fashion can translate into other businesses. This can be accomplished in a number of different ways, including but not limited to the courses that you've taken in high school, such as fashion classes or business classes, an internship in fashion or a retail job, completing a summer college program in fashion, or completing informational interviews with industry if you're given the chance. And then a final way might be submitting a business portfolio. So we're not a design college, but students who have worked on a business plan or taken business classes in the past, we'd love to see that work.
Of course, yes. And I guess tying into that question, what are three essential pieces of advice that you would give our students to make their application successful?
Three essential pieces of advice I would give applicants is to take the knowledge of fashion and apply it to how it may impact the world socially, economically, or politically within their short answers or as an optional written statement on their application. The second would be to submit an activity sheet outlining any extracurricular involvement you've had, or if you've had a job, or include a resume if you have had a couple of jobs before you are going to college. And the third piece of advice would be study hard and do well. A strong academic transcript that shows your effort is really important. And that's not to discourage you if you had a slow start in high school. Demonstrated improvement and progress on a transcript is also very important. So those are the three top pieces of advice I would give.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Um, you know, I really appreciate you highlighting different parts, because a lot of people will say, "Oh, have good grades," or, do this. And I think that you highlighted other things that, are helpful for our students.
Excellent.
Um, we want to know, what are some things that separate you, unique attributes for your institution's programming, that set you apart from other institutions offering similar programming.
Sure. The most unique part of our program is our required career exploration and internships. All of our degree programs, regardless of which one you apply to at LIM, require 13 credits of career exploration courses, and included in those 13 credits are 3 internships. These courses culminate with a full semester, what we call senior co-op, which is an internship, and that often leads to a full-time job once a student graduates. In addition to their required 3 internships, we often see that students decide to go on extra internships, and sometimes are doing 6 to 7 internships across the duration of their degree program, just for their own enrichment. And through this intense career exposure to the industry, our students are able to successfully launch their careers right after graduation.
Thank you. Thank you for going over that. We're also wondering, what's a typical day like as a college student going to your institution? If you have like a general overview or what they're experiencing while they're there.
Sure, sure. Our typical day is unlike any other typical day. Our students are really busy. And if I was to give you an example, I'll choose like a second year student. And typically they'll be in 3 courses per day that meet twice per week. And in between those courses, they might go to the library to study, or use the student center to meet up with other students to work on a project or have a study group. We do have a common lunch hour every day so that students can take advantage of what clubs and organizations exist on campus, or meeting with professors during that time. So a lot of students might go and join the fashion show production club, or join our Lexington line, which is our college magazine. They may go into their part-time job on campus for 2 or 3 hours during that day. A lot of our students do work on campus. And after that full day on campus, they may work at their internship for a few hours after that day, or possibly part-time job. During COVID, we saw students who took advantage of virtual courses. And so a lot of our students have continued that. And they are taking advantage of that so that they have extra time to work or to participate in internship programs. So a typical day is really busy.
It seems like your program is very internship focused and heavy, relying on that. So I think that's great that your school has a lot of options for students who, want to work with people or want to be involved in the industry in terms of internships. We know that not all colleges have housing on campus. So we're wondering, if you have housing on campus, do a lot of students live on campus, and what is that experience like?
Sure. So as of fall 2022, we have just partnered with a brand new residence hall on Lexington Avenue and 51st Street, which is less than a half a mile from our campus. It's 10 minutes walking distance. And it's with a company called Found Study, Midtown East. Approximately 200 LIM students will live there, which is about 20% of our undergraduate student body, and that they'll live in singles all the way up to triples. So they have an option for the type of room they'd prefer. And our students will be living with students from SUNY and CUNY and other colleges and universities at this residence hall. So it's a nice, diverse social group of students coming together. Additionally, other students can find their own accommodations together if they become friends, or through our roommate mixers that we offer, or we have many students who commute from home and live in the local area.
Yeah, so a lot of our students grew up in the city and they're, excited to go away. So it's nice to know that they have an opportunity to live on campus, even if they stay here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so our next question is about your cost of attendance. So what is tuition and room and board, at your school generally? And then does your institution offer scholarships to freshmen to supplement the financial aid?
Sure. So the overall cost of attendance for LIM as a commuter student, different than a resident student, is about 36,000, and for a resident student, it's about 52,000. And that cost for the resident student is being recalculated because our new housing will actually be less expensive than what we've had previously. LIM College does so much to support students. We give over $6 million in scholarships and need-based grants every year to our student population. And so students coming in, their transcripts will be evaluated for merit-based scholarships based on the grades that they've earned. And then also once they've completed a FAFSA, they're able to be considered for need-based grants as well. So our students are supported. It's over 85% of our students are receiving financial aid to help support that cost of attendance.
That's really great. Thank you. So you kind of spoke about this a little bit, but I guess would you describe the school culture and campus life? The students are going to be joining a new institution and they want to know, how do you characterize the students at your school and students who are successful there?
Sure. Campus culture is really inclusive and warm. We're a really small college. We have just under 1,500 total students, undergraduate, graduate, and online. And students who are the most successful are those who are driven and focused. I did speak a little bit about that focus, that they're always busy. They're ready to be serious about their future and their career at an early age. And the student who's also most successful is someone who's not necessarily seeking a traditional campus experience, meaning, the rolling hills and the football fields, but someone who is more business minded and looking for experiences outside of the classroom that can link back to those career goals that they have.
Great, thank you. So our next question is tied into this one, but what do students enjoy the most about your institution? What are some great highlights that you've heard feedback on that students really love?
So I did ask a couple of students just to get the
Oh,
most
that's
recent
great.
information.
That's so
And
great.
what
Thank
they
you.
told me was that they love that early in their time at LIM, they're exposed to the career courses, the fairs that we offer, mentorship, and their professors, because oftentimes our professors are also experts in the industry. So the standout answer I got from all of the students that I asked was that early exposure to career options and career information and the industry at large was their most enjoyed part of being a part of the LIM community.
No, that's really great. And I love that answer because I think it's important that students get exposed early so that they have the right footing when they are ready to go into the industry. They're not just starting, they've already kind of had that support in that way. So I love that answer. And I appreciate that you asked your students. It's great. So we're in our last couple questions, but what are some types of academic and personal support that is offered to freshmen, which you've kind of already spoken a lot about? Um, but if you have anything you haven't said or you want to re-highlight anything, but
Sure.
support for freshmen.
Sure. First year students are enrolled in what we can call a first year experience course. This is common on most college campuses, and the purpose of the course is to support and assist the student in their college transition. And it contains topics such as student time management, finances, diversity, equity, and inclusion, studying and academics at a college level and how it differs from a high school level. We also offer academic resource centers, which help students specifically with topics in math and writing. And then students are required to meet and check in with academic advisors and career coaches as early as their first semester, and then in their second semester that support continues through their first year experience instructor contacting them several times over the course of that semester to make sure that they are feeling good about where they are and providing that support and assistance if they have questions about navigating our campus.
Yeah, I think that's some really good points to make, and it's really great that they have that. I think that a big transition from high school to college is just getting acclimated, and to have that support is important. And our last question, which is my personal favorite, I think it's important for the students to know, but what are some top career fields that your graduates enter? We really just want to inspire our students and make sure that they know that they can do it as well, when they see people. So yeah, what are some top career fields that you know of that your graduates have gone into?
Sure. So our students, the top career field is actually fashion marketing. And our students are going into marketing at a digital level. They're going into social media marketing. They're going into services marketing. But they're also going into so many other fields, from fashion buying to merchandise planning to product development, sales and retail management. So these are what I would consider the most popular from our degree programs leading into a career.
That's great. Thank you. I guess, those were all the questions we had, but if there's anything that you feel like you missed or you want to highlight before we, end the interview, you feel free to say anything that's important for us to know and our students to know.
Sure. I think I've said a lot of it, but LIM College is a great college for a student who wants to be a big fish in a small pond, who's really looking to stand out and is driven and is focused and knows that they want to hit the ground running right after graduation.
Thank you. And, HSFI really appreciates you doing this. And I think it's going to be really helpful for the students to hear what you have to offer and to be able to see other options. So thank you so much.